everyone, thanks so much for joining me. In this video, we're going to do knee to chest pose. It's a great position for the hips. I thought in this video I'd show it with this blanket configuration. You don't have to do it this way. This is a fold that a lot of people use in Shavasana or corpse pose. It's a wonderful support for the spine and supports the natural curves. So I'm going to go ahead and show it on that, as well as try to, hopefully we'll have time, to show a support with the strap. So a couple things you might find helpful, but not required, okay? So we'll go ahead, you're going to lay back, and with this blanket, so I have it, if you use a blanket, you want it to be dense. Okay, so I'm using a wool blanket. I have it folded in thirds in a long way, and then I've already measured this out, a little bit of a cushion underneath my neck, okay? And when I'm not gonna sit on the blanket, I have a little bit of a gap. It's probably hard to tell, there's not a big contrast in color, but I have a little bit of a gap when I lay down so that my seat is not on the blanket, okay? Got it measured out. Okay, so, and when laying down, I want to make sure that my chin is not at a higher height than my forehead. So this is just a nice support. This is the setup, okay, a typical setup for Shavasana. Okay, so it supports this openness. But anyway, knee to chest pose. So you just pick a leg and you're going to bring it up towards you. Okay, so you might take hold of the thigh, the shin. If neither are easily available, then you can hold on with a strap. Okay, putting it around. All right, so initially what I first do is I bring the knee up toward my shoulder, more toward the side, then I bring it center, maybe a little bit toward my other side. Okay, so I'm just checking in, because as I take so I have my right leg, as I take my right leg toward the right, more toward hip opening, okay, it's really accessible. As I bring it more toward my center line, it becomes, there's a lot less flexibility there. I could not possibly keep my knee at the same height. It has to go down because that's what my hip requires. So when I'm exploring knee to chest pose, I want to make sure I'm not hiking up my hip. Okay, so I'll just show it on the other side, and you can switch legs as well. So when my knee comes up, the hip might also want to come up, and I really want to keep it anchored. Otherwise, I'm closing off the channel in the hip joint. Okay, so any sort of hip exploration, you want to make sure that you're keeping it open, okay, that we're not cutting off the circulation. So I'm just moving toward the shoulder, toward the midline. Now what happens in knee to chest pose is so we want to keep the center line, ankles, knees, hips. It's definitely less critical in this position because we're not really bearing weight, but I really want to get the optimal stretch, okay? So where a strap can come in really handy is to help anchor, okay, the space. So, and you can create a loop. I'm just going to show. I'm going to be placing the strap around, okay, the other foot, and it's going to support this hip opening so I don't have to work as hard in my upper body. And I'll just have to adjust the strap to match my needs here. But I'm going to place it, actually I want to place it in a way that I can easily tighten the strap or easily adjust it. So I'm going to put the buckle so it's accessible on this side. Okay, so as I place the one part of the strap in my hip crease, okay, the other one's going to go around and try to keep it around the ball of the foot. Okay, it's kind of tricky. Okay, so here it's not tight enough, so I'm going to make it tighter so I get some resistance. Great. So now when I'm in this, okay, and I can still hold on and bring it up, but as I'm pulling my knee upward, I'm pressing through my strap, okay, into my strap with my other foot to keep my hip anchored. So then when I bring it up, it's like, oh, I don't have another word for it. It's just a sound. It just feels so good. Okay, so you can go, stay working in this, breathing in this, maybe, and you could add a second strap here, okay, going right into the hamstring stretch. I'm active with both feet, whether my knee is bent or straight. I'm pretending that both feet are up at all. I'm really giving myself a lot of resistance there at my right foot. I'm really pushing the strap away to really anchor this hip. And it feels like such a relief, such a release. Okay, and then switching sides. Okay, trying to do it in such a way that you don't have to get up. Okay, and then just kind of adjusting it. I know I have, if I have the strap at the ball of the foot, I get a little bit more leverage. Okay, so and the whole time my spine is really supported. I think I made that too tight. So you just tweak as you go, so you have the right amount of resistance. So I'm really pushing forward with the ball of the foot, pulling my knee toward me, and really getting space. Okay, so you want space in the hips, lengthen the spine. Okay, you can explore, okay, the breath, coming up, hugging it in, then lowering back down. Okay, again, maybe the hamstring addition. Okay, but knee to chest pose, also called wind relieving pose. I'll let you think about that. But this pose, okay, is really designed to have this nice space for the hips, okay, for the length of the spine, to release the pressure from within, okay, and so that when you exit, okay, your hips, right, everything just feels more open, more spacious, and it's just easier to be in your body. So, knee to chest pose. I hope that this is helpful. I'd love to hear from you. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.